don't know if I can trust this. That was inspired, Sharon.
I'm taking a page from you.
That was hilarious. So yes, today we are talking about the Seven of Swords. So what are the key words that are so often associated with the traditional meaning of this card?
Theft, sneakiness, untrustworthiness,
Yeah.
instability.
Oh, right. Yeah. Deception, cheating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he's got a bad reputation.
And to be honest, if I was literally asking, can such and such a person be trusted? And he came up, I would jump straight in with no.
Oh,
If that
hell
was the
no.
question, if that was the question, and he popped up, I would absolutely just go with the traditional meaning. If that was the question.
Yeah, he does let, and then too, he's obviously sneaking, he's tiptoeing. He's got
Yes.
everything he can carry in his hands. I don't know how the hell he ain't bleeding, but he's still looking over his shoulders to see what he could come back to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that might be why he's looking over his shoulders. That's totally feasible. He might be looking over his shoulders to make sure he's not being seen.
True.
I think this is an interesting card. I think there's a definite place for it in the tarot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think this is another one of those cards that's got lots of possible meanings, though, as all of them.
It's one of the things that I see is, everybody's in that background right here. You see the little people.
Yes.
I don't know if they're playing cards or making war plans or whatever the hell they're doing, but they left all their stuff way over there. They they didn't do anything to protect their belongings. So it could be saying, protect your belongings, get a life insurance policy, get renter's insurance.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's like take
Yeah.
precautions. Whereas, he's right up in center. So your eye is most likely going to be drawn to him in his red shoes and his red hat.
There's a couple of things in this card that I really I've used many times. One of them is I kind of think the tents are just lovely. It very much is about a festival and that sort of thing. It's like a community event, all of that. Sometimes I just see that there is something very kind of I don't know, it could be like a music festival or something that's going on.
He could be a stagehand.
Yeah.
The one setting everything up. Yeah.
So sometimes I really do notice those tents, and sometimes I really do notice the fact that he's definitely moving forward, but he's looking backwards, and that might be what I'm needing to look at.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? That his motion, it's like things will move forward, but I feel like there is a reason to return, or it's like you can't quite shake off what you've left behind. Something like that.
Nice.
You're doing two things at once. The other thing is he's tiptoeing. Is he dancing? Is it kind of ballet dancing or something like? He's on tiptoe. He's being quiet. He doesn't want to be heard, or he's light. He's light on his feet.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be sneaky, but it could just be someone who, who's light-footed.
Yeah.
Who's maybe a fast runner or something, or
he better be a fast runner.
Yeah. I don't know. And sometimes, I'm sorry.
He's not dressed to not be seen. He, you know, usually
No,
a thief is gonna dress in colors that are more muted and don't grab
that's true.
attention,
Yes,
but
he's
he's
quite.
got bright red shoes and a bright red hat.
That's very true.
So I think it could be, and looking at that image and seeing that it really feels like theft, but this could also be pay attention for opportunities. Be
Yes,
ready, you
yes,
know?
definitely.
And
And and there's another saying, but you might have heard this one: "Take what you like and leave the rest."
yes. Oh,
And
yes.
that's very much kind of like there in this card. And it's almost like you've already from this situation you've learned a lot, because I'm thinking it's the swords, and it maybe it is to do with, like, you know, what he's learned. You've learned enough from this situation, so take that and move on now.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't necessarily just jump to, oh, you know, thief, sneaky, don't trust him, and all of that stuff. But yes, it could be that.
Yes, it
It could,
absolutely
of
could
course,
be.
it could be that, but it's not necessarily that at all.
No, no, you gotta just go with your intuition. Cause sometimes, you know, when I look at him, I see him as sneaky, and sometimes I see him as really happy. Just look
Yeah,
at that smile on his face. I mean,
yeah.
and it's not a mean smile, really isn't. But
Maybe
there are other
somebody,
times,
yeah, maybe someone's called him, and
yep.
it, you know, and it's kind of got his attention, so he's looked backwards.
Yeah, and if somebody had called him and he were being caught at something, he would not be so mellow. He'd be like, "Oh, that, you know, that surprise and oh shit, I'm caught."
Yeah.
Although there are other times I can't help but look at him and think of he's the running with scissors card.
Oh my God, yes. I mean, yeah, you don't want to be in his path, really, because he's not looking where he's going at all.
All those sharp swords.
Oh my God. Oh my
In
God.
this
What about in
case,
reverse?
oh, in reverse, I don't know. I would see him as, okay, I have this, my husband. Well, I have my husband, obviously, but my husband teases me. I am very klutzy. I run into walls. I fall. I'm moving too fast and not watching where I'm going. And I bounce right backward. And my husband says I have a klutz radius of 15 feet.
All right.
So, so this little
I
guy
remember
has a
that.
klutz
Yeah.
radius.
Right.
This would be me. Bouncing off the walls because 'cause I'm not looking where I'm going. I'm moving too fast.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, it could be, it could well be that. And
Yeah.
yes, you do feel something about, I don't know, but I'm really, really noticing in the reverse that it's everything is pointing towards where he's looking backwards rather than where he's walking forwards. So it is like something's holding him back.
Oh.
It just feels that I just noticed that the weight of the swords feels like it's all pulled over to the left hand side of the card where those two static swords are. So as much as he wants to move forward, it's like he's being pulled back. And I actually literally physically see that in the artwork in the reverse.
That is beautiful. That is, as you say that, totally something I can see.
And maybe he is very untrustworthy if it is in reverse. Like, you hear people say, I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him or whatever,
Yep.
that sort of thing. Maybe he's extremely not to be trusted in the reverse.
This is the guy, he's definitely looking back to see what else he can take. I got
Yeah,
robbed.
it does feel like that. Yeah,
I got
the
robbed about
this, yeah. Oh,
10 years ago,
oh,
and they took all of our gaming equipment, which in our house we have a lot of gaming equipment, and they took all of my rings. I had been collecting rings for, well, since I was 13. I had my wedding rings because I couldn't wear my wedding ring to work because it was too dangerous. And I had a ring from my aunt that had, it was a graduation ring from 1918, right? So I went home and I saw the stuff gone, really hard, important stuff. And
Yeah.
I was upset, but I kept my calm. Wasn't until that night that, you know, I was gonna like, I was having a bad day, obviously. I said, okay,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
deserve my Doritos, my favorite food group. I went to go get my Doritos because I was just gonna eat them and just chill. The bastards took my freaking Doritos.
No.
I lost my shit, Mandy. I started throwing stuff and cussing. And my kids were like, "Really, Mom? The Doritos?" It was just that last straw. It's like, "Really? Really?" I
Oh,
all I could
that's
yeah.
awful. Yeah.
But that card has that in that reverse. It's that last straw. You had to take that from me too?
That's awful. Yeah. 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 Do you
Yeah.
know something? You know, like I know I already told the story, so I'm not going to tell it again. But when I actually did ask that question of can this person be trusted, and the King of Wands came up, which you know has been my worst tarot experience ever. How much do I wish this card had come up in answer to that? I would have absolutely welcomed this card with open arms to have
Mm-hmm.
come up then, but it didn't. It
Uh,
didn't come up when I needed it to. Upright or reversed would have like alerted me.
yeah. Yeah, he would have so been. But seriously, that guy was such a good con man that
Yes, that's right. Because it was the King of Wands upright, it was saying, you know, he put on a great show. He was very convincing. Whereas this one, it's kind of, if you are going to go with the kind of can this character be trusted, there's nothing deceptive about the answer. If you get this card right,
yeah, yeah.
although it's saying yes he is deceptive, the card at least is not being deceptive.
Right. Right. Yeah. Oh
So
man.
interesting, isn't it? It's, you know, I just mentioning that because I would have not had the issue that I did and the disappointment had this card came up
Uh
in answer to that question. But anyway,
that's a tough one. Oh
yes,
my God.
I
But yeah,
know.
I wish he had shown up too. I really
Yeah.
do.
So I put together a little video. Oh, I'm not sure what you're showing now. Are you putting my, yes, of a few different Seven of Wandses. Oh no, Seven of Swordses. Sorry, Seven of Swords. Just
Let me
deceiving
find
you
it.
all. Just to see. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
we
So
go.
yeah, just to sort of just to show how very different all the artwork is.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, the one that I think is the most similar meaning to the Rider-Waite is, in fact, the Lunatic Tarot. This one kind of conjures up in me. I mean, I just love it. You know, I think it's great. But there's something sneaky going on there from both of these characters. Yeah, I don't know which one of those is the innocent one and which of the two is the one that you have to kind of you know, be a little bit kind of wary of.
Oh, it's even got the tent in the background.
It has got the tent in the background. And this guy in front is very heroic looking and he's very calm looking, but he definitely looks like he's hiding something, but
Yeah.
maybe he's hiding from that other character who's looking for him. I
Ah.
don't know. But I definitely feel there's something about this that does capture the sentiment of the Rider-Waite Seven of Swords. I mean,
Yeah,
and
it does.
I actually do believe if it didn't say Seven of Swords on it, I would look at that and think this is the Seven of Swords. I would get it from this, you know.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely feel as though they're kind of there's something going on with both of them, but I don't think they're on the same side.
No, and whereas in the Rider-Waite, he's not caught yet. This has
No.
more of that almost caught factor.
Yes.
Somebody's suspicious and looking, but he's like, yeah.
I quite like it. But anyway, so that's the one I kind of like sort of get the same vibe from. But like looking at the others, they're really quite different. So I don't know which one you're going to bring up next.
Okay, let's bring up that black cat. I think it's,
I love the black
that.
cat. If you look at the black cat, he is tiptoeing across that bridge, but he's not carrying any swords. I mean, the swords are holding the bridge together. I think there's some, he's left the two swords behind. So, okay, fair enough. You've still got the two that are left behind, but he's not taking the other five with him. It's just that he's tiptoeing away or running away from the situation.
That's what you said earlier about take what you need and leave the rest. The ones he took, he is using as a tool to escape or to get over the water.
Do you think he actually took them? I just thought they were there. That's the bridge, but
maybe he used them to repair the bridge.
Maybe that's true. My immediate reaction to it, and I really do like this card, was that he's not actually stealing anything.
No.
Maybe he's kind of like departing swiftly from the situation for another reason, but it doesn't feel as though he's actually kind of stealing anything at all in that card.
No, it really doesn't.
To call him a thief would be quite a stretch for me to call him a thief, but maybe he is. I don't know. And is he tiptoeing? He's a cat, so maybe he's just
graceful. Yeah.
It's just he's leaving wherever he was. I don't know.
But it does look like not only are the swords holding the bridge together, but the bridge doesn't reach all the way across, you know? No. So he's using that final sword in the land is kind of like that. He'll swing over with that or pull himself by his hands, but that's his only escape route out of whatever situation he's in.
Yeah. It just is very different, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you could go for the tiptoey, getting away quietly thing. You could go for there's a couple of swords left behind, but I don't think that matters. But mostly, I'm mostly drawn to something that's really different with it.
And he's also looking in the same direction he's going.
That's true as well.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true.
So I really do feel that if you were to see thief or opportunity even here, it would be interposing the Rider-Waite onto it.
Yes.
At least first blush it would be.
I think if you tried to completely blank your mind of what you know from the Rider-Waite, you might just say this is someone in a little bit of a hurry to get away from something.
And look at the difference in the land. You see these bones and this cracked land and nothing growing.
Yes,
and this
that's
land
true.
is all beautiful
like
and lush. He's using whatever tools are available for him to get out of one bad situation to somewhere better. Almost like a 6 of swords.
Oh my God. Oh my God. No, it is. For a minute, I thought, I hope it is the 7, but it definitely is the 7.
No, it is.
Yeah,
it
is the 7. No, I just think it's very different. I don't think you would be doing it justice to kind of impose the Rider-Waite, onto that one.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to go on to the next one?
Yeah, I might have to break down and get a black cat deck because that's
it's nice. It's nice, isn't it?
Beautiful. I love this.
Now, this is really interesting because the zombie tarot as a whole, that deck, even the nice cards, are just full of dismembered bodies and blood and guts. And this card, the Seven of Swords, quite honestly, the most kind of like scary character in it is not any of the zombies, it's her. There's no sort of blood and guts there. She's this very glamorous, well-dressed woman who's like with the heel of her shoe kicking someone down the stairs, and there's even the zombies are running from her.
They're like, oh!
It's turned the whole thing, you know. It's just turned the whole thing upside down for me, this card. And that's why I thought I've got to show this. I was honestly expecting people running from the zombies, but it's the zombies running from her.
Oh man, that is an epic image. And the human, she's kicking a human down the stairs into the zombies.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're all running. Well, I say running for their lives. I don't know if a zombie has a life as such, but whatever. I think it's a really, really interesting choice.
I love it. Oh, I could go for days on that. That is that's a beautiful card.
So how can you possibly compare it really to the Rider-Waite? I mean, it's just something completely different altogether.
It really is. Holy crap. Yeah, I would have to play with that and really find how I would respond to it.
And the last one, the reason I've chose this, it's from the Mythic Tarot, is he's actually calmly walking away with all 7 of the swords, right? He's not left anything behind. He's not looking behind, and he's not running. He's just calmly got his 7 swords, and he's walking away.
And he's not holding them by the blades.
He's not holding them by the blades, no. And it's like there's a full moon in the background, and so he's completely lit. There just doesn't seem to be anything sneaky about this at all.
It almost feels like a combination between the 8 of Cups and the 10 of Wands.
Yes. I mean, I had a quick look in the book. It's the Mythic Tarot, so this might mean something more to you because I know you know about the myths. And it just says it portrays Orestes. Do you know Orestes?
I don't know Orestes. Not off the top of my brain.
Or maybe the artwork could be better because it says shrouded and hooded in his cloak, stealthily creeping into the palace at Argos.
Argos.
I don't think he looks stealthily.
And it doesn't look like he's creeping in the castle. It looks to me like he's walking right past the door.
It does.
Yeah.
In his arms he carries 7 swords. The street is dark and the palace doorway is a black and unwelcoming opening. In the distance beyond the palace can be seen a thin crescent moon.
Yeah, I see the moon.
Oh, okay, it looks quite bright to me, shining in a black sky over the mountain peaks. Don't know about that one, but I don't get any of the kind of possibilities that I get from the Rider-Waite at all.
No.
You know, it doesn't look like he's being stealthy. All right, he has got a cloak on, to be fair.
But it's night. We don't know if it's cold or not. You know, that's the only thing that really jumps out at me with this card right now is that really ominous shadow.
Yes.
So, you know, a dangerous or terrifying situation, but that could be spoken by other cards. But I don't see him as sneaking. He's got his heel planted firmly on the ground. You know, you cannot sneak by leading with your heels. You just can't do it. Try it. It's loud. So he's not. Yeah. So.
No. So I mean, maybe I've included a card that I'm not very impressed with, to be quite honest. But I'm not getting a lot out of that. Whereas, like with the other 3. They all say something quite strong to me, as does the Rider-Waite, you know, and they've all got different possibilities.
I like that we can bring in cards that don't speak to us. Art is super subjective. So there might be somebody out there watching this going, "Oh my God, you fools, you're just not seeing it." The art's going to appeal to different
Yeah,
people, but
yeah,
we're showing also not just what we think the cards mean, but how the art affects us as individual readers. And
absolutely.
yeah,
And maybe if I did know that mythological story, I might see this, you know, in a different way.
right,
Right, to be fair,
right.
I might get a lot more out of it. Um, but
But we're not going to like every deck, even every deck we have, and some will mean nothing to us. And this is such a good example for people to understand.
mm,
Art actually speaks
mm,
in a way
yeah,
that you can interpret, or it doesn't speak to you at all. Choose your decks carefully. That's
yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
and read with the deck you have. If
Mm.
Mandy couldn't read this, she would never use this deck for a reading.
The only thing I do like about it is I do like the color of his cloak.
I love the colors of the card, period. I
Yeah,
do find
I
this deck
do really love
beautiful.
that, and the lighting of the moon is kind of gorgeous as well. So
Yeah.
it, you know, I would just go in a completely different
Mhm.
interpretation, I think, than the others. So
Absolutely.
anyway, they are my offerings for the Seven of Swords. You've got one, I think, haven't you?
I do, and you're gonna
All right,
like this.
hogged the Seven of Swords. Sorry, Sharon. Yeah.
It's hard with these swords to narrow it down. Love this.
Oh, look
Love this.
at that.
This is from the Alice Tarot from Baba Studios. One of it is my favorite Seven
Is
of
this the
Swords.
Knave of Hearts and his tarts?
Yes. Doesn't leave it much open to interpretation. Like,
Wow.
he's obviously stealing them, but I love this card. I thought it was the way that they put this deck together. They really put a lot of thought into the characters and scenes from Alice. They know their tarot, and they made that
That's so
yeah.
good.
I love that, and you can't see in this picture of it, but that's another one of those cold cast ones where if you move it in the light, it has that faint metallic
Oh,
sheen.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Oh
almost like
no, I think that's great. I love it. And funnily enough, because when I used to do Mrs. Bubbles, so quite often, I can't remember like how many times, I would get booked to do Mrs. Bubbles at a kind of, in England we have these sort of, I don't want to call it a stately home, but it's like a big wedding venue. And you go down a big long drive and it's a beautiful building and they'll have a banqueting suite and all of that sort of thing. And people hire rooms, for weddings and things like that. And I got booked loads of times to do. Actually, I've been booked to do tarot in places like that as well,
oh
at kind of
yeah.
corporate events and things. And the whole gate on that and the driveway does definitely remind me of places that I've been to sort of as an employee,
Oh,
you know.
oh, that would be
Yeah,
didn't you go to one where it was all Victorian and you got to dress up and all of that as a tarot reader? I think it was
I
early
did.
last.
I did. I was it. I definitely did do one, and I had a photo, and Louisa commented on my cards being all bent because they were so
Oh
like
yeah.
blue.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was one I did. Yeah, a couple of years ago at a place like this. It was really nice.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yes.
love that. What a
Yeah.
beautiful place. And
Yeah.
I mean that really captures the traditional meaning of that Seven of Swords.
Yes. It's either very sort of English, those sort of places, or it could be kind of like quite European, like German or Austrian or that sort of thing as well. Though, yeah.
I think Lewis Carroll, he's from England, isn't he?
Oh,
He
yes, yes, yeah,
oh
very much
yeah.
so,
So I
yes.
think Baba Studio went with this one in a very English,
English
European.
way, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
I really like it.
And
Yeah.
as much as I dislike Alice in Wonderland, which is sad, I know, but it gers me. I love this deck
Right.
because of how well it. In fact, one of my tens of swords is from this deck. So
We're doing an Alice comparison, aren't we?
yes, with
In
Cassidy.
February. Yes.
Yes, I'm excited
I'm
about
not sure
that.
how that will tie in with where this particular video we're doing now, like timing wise. You know, by the time this comes out.
I think these will be coming out in March.
Okay, so
I
right.
think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that
yeah, we've got the Alice comparison sometime in February. So if you didn't see it, check it out, because we've got 3 different Alice decks where we're comparing.
that's going to be so
really
much fun.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that.
Me too.
So yeah, any other Seven of Swords stories or observations?
Not at the moment. I think I think we've been talking him to death. He's like,
I think so too.
he's like, will you two shut up? I'm trying to get out of here, ladies.
Yeah. That was marvelous. So yeah, if anyone has got any kind of maybe another deck, a favorite Seven of Swords card you want to post up, or something else you've got from a reading with the Seven of Swords, please comment, let us know, subscribe, join our mailing list, and see you next time for the Eight of Swords. Oh my God.
I need to go find. No, you need to go find a blindfold. I can't be stealing your shtick.
Bye
Bye.
for now. Bye.